try this again. Sorry, had to clear up some space. Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host, chilling here with Lammy Chillmeister. So, it's getting weird out there, getting crazy. This one is a little bit of, let's start with the update. The only update I really have on personal life stuff is, my cat, Lilith, my little tiny black kitty, she ain't doing too hot. She's like diarrhea for like 3, maybe 4 days, maybe even longer. She's loss of appetite. She's doing a lot of sleeping. She was having kidney problems before. We got that taken care of, and now she's having shitting problems. I ain't gonna lie, dude, I don't think she's gonna last long. Which sucks, because that's my little snuggle bug, my little... Yeah, she's the one who chills and sleeps next to me and snuggles with me. She's literally a teddy bear, man. Which is rare for a cat. My other cat, he don't give a fuck. He's just like, get away from me, Dad. Don't touch me. So, ain't gonna lie, I don't think she has long left. I hope she lives to be another at least 4 or 5 years, that'd be cool. So, I don't know if you guys pray, if you guys do magic, whatever. Thoughts, whatever. If you're Christian, say a little prayer. If you practice Reiki or something, can you do some like Reiki? Because I know people can do Reiki from afar. If you're into the occult, like me, could you cast a little spell for my cat? That'd be cool. She ain't doing too hot, man. And the same thing that I just said goes for my brother. He just got in a car wreck, and he's sore and beat up. He thinks he's got some whiplash. So, same for him if you don't care. But, that's about it for personal life. So, this is a little bit of old news, but we're going to cover it anyways. It's not super old. 9/11 plea deals. Apparently, there's 3 people who are doing plea deals. Everything I was looking up was focusing mostly on a character named, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. He pled guilty to avoid the death penalty. He pled guilty to conspiracy and homicide. Now, this was rescinded. The victims' families of 9/11 were in an outrage, when, in my opinion, the real outrage should be the United States government and Mossad. If you want to know my opinion of who did 9/11, United States government and dancing Israeli, Mossad. Israeli art students, Mossad. Did Al-Qaeda, have something to do with 9/11? Perhaps. But where did Al-Qaeda come from? Same place ISIS came from. CIA. Why is it those 3 letters are always behind every fucking conspiracy? Well, I can't say every, but let's say, honestly, CIA is usually behind like 75% of conspiracy. Those 3 letters always pop up. Apparently, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was waterboarded 183 times before they supposedly stopped waterboarding. They say they stopped it. We don't know. I'm not, knock on wood, a inmate of Guantanamo Bay. So how am I supposed to know if they actually stopped waterboarding? I know they blast Metallica as like noise torture. All hours of the day. keeping the lights on, shit like that. And that was definitely one concern of like DeSantis, because I told you guys before who I wanted to vote for originally when the presidential race began. I was a DeSantis guy, then I switched from DeSantis to Vivek Ramaswamy, then I switched from Vivek Ramaswamy to RFK, and then honestly I was expecting RFK to catch a bullet by now, which there was an assassination attempt on his life, which no one talks about, but everyone talks about Trump's assassination attempt, which is funny. They did not approve, I don't think until recently, they didn't approve Secret Service protection for RFK, which it wouldn't have mattered anyways. I mean, we see how good the Secret Service is with this Trump assassination attempt. Yeah, they're pretty much incompetent fools. Pretty sure they wanted Trump dead. But then if something happened to RFK, it would have been Trump. That's my political race lineup. Apparently he's been in there for 23 years, which blows my mind. I'm 33 years old, so I would have been 10 years old, I guess. Would I have been 10 when 9/11 happened, 2001? I was born in 1991. Yeah, I guess I would have been 10 years old. It's mind-blowing shit. But, yeah, that's all I really have to say about that. Just a little heads up of what's going on. I think, honestly, I don't believe in the whole 19 hijacker things with box cutters. I really don't. These guys might have been small characters in the 9/11 shit. They might have been participants, but I feel they always arrest, torture, execute. The little guys gotta pay, you know. Scapegoats, kind of like they did with Nuremberg, the Nuremberg trials and shit. That's why, like, whenever all these QAnon people are like, we need a Nuremberg 2.0, I'm like, no, we don't. What? You don't want to see these elites go on trial? I'm like, do you know nothing about Nuremberg? They got the little guys in Nuremberg. All the big guys got pulled over here with Operation Paperclip, homeboy. Like, let's kill all the guys lower on the pyramid, you know, kill them, keep the good ones. It was pretty much like a NFL draft with us and Russia. Which Nazis do we get? You get some, I get some. You get some, I get some. You can have him, we can have him. Let's trade him, let's do this. Literally like an NFL draft. Operation Paperclip. Maybe one day we'll do a whole episode on that. We'll do a whole episode on how the Nuremberg trials were a shit show. Half of the Nazis couldn't speak, and when they started speaking on certain subjects like mind control and shit, they would literally cut their mics off and like cut them off and be like, no, we can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. No. I want to hear what he was going to say. Well, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Don't listen to it. He's a Nazi, remember? I don't care if he's a Nazi. I'll be the one to decide what I believe and what I don't believe. But they don't trust us with our own, with control of our own mind, really. They want to control the narrative. They want to control, you know, what we believe and don't believe. Yeah. Nuremberg was a shit show. They always get the small guy. Just like JFK assassination. Let's blame it all on Oswald. He was a lone shooter. He was a radical communist. Do I think that Oswald took part in the JFK assassination? Yeah. He was probably young and dumb, and he was used as a scapegoat. Multiple shooters, magic bullet, you know, dense material that I'm not going to get into, but we know. Next subject. Lemmy. Alright, so you guys know that I'm gay for RFK. By the way, I'm not actually gay. It sounds funny. It's a funny way of saying I'm voting for RFK. I don't know, it's something I started. I said it once, and I was like, ooh, that's got a ring to it. And I think it's funny, you know? Yes, I'm immature, I make gay jokes. But yeah, I'm gay for RFK. And he was on Roseanne Barr the other day. Roseanne Barr is a controversial figure in the conspiracy community. First of all, I love Roseanne Barr. She's one of the podcasts that I listen to. Now, me saying that does not mean that I agree with everything Roseanne Barr says. For one, I've been a Roseanne Barr supporter since she ran for president. I think it was 2012. I was gonna vote for Roseanne Barr, but at the time, me and my ex-wife were honestly alcoholics, and we used to party every night and sleep in all day. So we didn't get out and vote, and I was so young at the time, I think like 19, 20 years old, and I was a functioning adult, but I was pretty stupid on shit like I don't even know how to register to vote, you know. At the time I didn't. I'm a punk, you know. I'm a punk who lived with hillbillies for 3 years. I didn't know that shit, how to register to vote and all that. But I did support her, and I voted for her in spirit. That being said, I do not agree with everything she says. So before you jump my shit and say, oh, you're pro-Israel and you're a Q-tard, first of all, watch the channel and get to know me. I think she's completely retarded when it comes to the QAnon shit. She has a lot of fucking retards on her channel. But I do hate listen to those episodes. She's had like fucking Wano Savin, which is a scumbag piece of shit. I don't know if she had Praying Medic on there. She had like some rattle trap guy on there who's really big into like devolution and shit. Yeah, she gets a lot of like retarded QAnon people on there, which I can't stand, but I do hate listen. So I don't agree with her on that. I think her take on Israel and Palestine thing is a horrible fucking take. Like, she thinks that the Israelis literally doing systematic genocide on the Palestinians right now is a good thing. Like, she's like super pro-Israel, which doesn't surprise me because she's a Jew. I have no beefs with Jews. I do find it strange that they're involved in a lot of dark shit when it comes to conspiracies of like, why are all these Jews involved? Israel included, you know. Why, like, the Talmud is fucking pure evil. Go read the Talmud, and people wonder why the Jews wonder why they are hated, and it's like, have you read your own book, the Talmud? That shit is dark as fuck. It's literally like pro-pedophilia. It calls us goy. Gentiles are goy. We are like less than animals. If a Jewish woman is to have sex with a Gentile, she is to be killed. Like, dark shit. And I've heard people say, oh, they're just joking. That's just jokes. So you wrote an entire book like that thick of just one crazy sick joke? Like, that's not a joke. A joke is like one-liners. Maybe a 5-minute joke. You know, like, I've seen enough stand-up comedy. I know what jokes are. In ancient times, too, their jokes kind of sucked anyways. So, like, if you look at the oldest joke ever, the Sumerians, The oldest joke on record ever was literally a Sumerian joke of a guy in a bar drinking beer from a straw, and a woman sits down on his lap and farts on his lap. That's the joke. It's like, haha. I don't know. I think it's lame. So I don't agree with fucking Roseanne. I do want to address something, though. She wrote in her book that she sold her soul to the devil. Like, did a ceremony, summoned the devil into her room at like 14 or something like that. I haven't read it. Maybe we'll cover it on this channel one day. If I can find like a PDF of the book and find the chapter and pages and shit, we'll cover it. Just another idea for an episode. I have a billion fucking episodes I have to do on this channel. It's so ridiculous. Now, Roseanne is a comedian. She's a stand-up comedian. She has a very dark, sick sense of fucking humor. And I could see her taking like a Hunter S. Thompson route when it comes to writing, you know. I could see that. I'm actually a huge fan of Hunter S. Thompson. I've heard the conspiracies around him. I already know. That's if they're true. The guy who started the conspiracy around Hunter being a like child rapist or something, or snuff film director, something like that. He is a convicted pedophile, so like I'm not gonna get into that. But anyways, so I could see her joking about that. She's talked about it before, but even when she addressed it on her podcast, she kind of skirted it, which was strange. Which maybe she's doing that just to be a troll. I think that a lot of the conspiracy community does not understand trolling. I'm a troll. I love trolling. I've even had people in my comment section go, because I've been trolling, you know, and they'd be like, I can't tell, are you trolling right now, or is this actually what you believe, you know? So, my wife, too, she knows I'm a fucking troll. Like, it drives her nuts. Because she's figured me out more, but her and her mom both are like, his sense of humor is insane. I'm like, not really. Trolling's been around since Andy Kaufman, you know. That was your era, Mom. Well, I never understood Andy Kaufman either. No, you wouldn't. I love you, but you wouldn't. And my wife, I love her to death, but she's like a Jeff Dunham fan. Like, she likes imitations and puppets and shit. And I'm like, oh, God. Every time she puts Jeff Dunham on him, I'm like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I cannot stand this. It's like shit comedy, in my opinion. Sorry if you like Jeff Dunham. It is what it is. It's shit comedy. I need something that makes me think, something dark. Now, even if she did sell her soul to the devil, which I'm not going to get into the semantics of, can you even sell your soul? Is the devil even real? I believe in interdimensional beings, but do I believe that there's like a red horned guy who lives in the middle of the earth? I don't know. I believe in tulpas. I believe that if you guys, you Christians, keep believing in demons and devils, you're going to create them. And I believe that demons are real. I've had demonic experiences, but I think that's because Christians for thousands of years have been creating tulpas. Thanks, guys. Once you figure out the concept of tulpas and the 33rd degree, that we control reality, maybe you could figure out to stop creating negative entities. You're creating the negative entities. If you would just be positive and not believe in demons, not believe in the devil, then the devil would cease to exist. I do not think people understand how much we, as a people, control reality. Once you understand that, life will go so much more smoothly and so much more amazing. There you go. There's the 33rd degree of Freemasonry. I've already covered it on this channel. You control reality. You create tulpas. You create entities. Play with fire, you're gonna get fire. Fuck around, find out. I now that you have that power, now that I have granted you that information, use it wisely and create a positive reality where the good guys win and there's no such thing as the devil and there's no such thing as demons, and we can overpower them and make them all vanish. So, did she actually sell her soul? Maybe. I came in contact with an entity when I was young. I rebuked it in the name of Jesus. It disappeared. I passed out. But I'm also... Hang on just a second. Oh, shit. Sorry. Someone coming by wanting me to sign a fucking a ballot thing. Which it actually would work out in our favor for independent party, because RFK is independent. I'm voting independent. I'm going to switch my party to independent. I almost thought about switching it to Democrat just so I'm not put on any crazy list. But basically it was like a paper. If I sign it, it'll make it easier for independents to get on the presidential ballot, which would work out in favor with RFK if he chose to run again. Okay, so Roseanne Barr, if she did actually sell her soul, if for some reason she did summon the devil as a 14-year-old, which to me that concept is hilarious, that someone could just, a 14-year-old could just summon the devil himself, Lucifer. Not like a lesser entity, Lucifer. The most powerful one, supposedly. I actually think there's more powerful entities. I think Lucifer's actually a lesser one, but that's semantics. Do I judge her any differently? No. I'm an occultist. I'm anti-Christian. I think Christianity is one of the most harmful things ever created. The God Yahweh is worse than the devil. He's killed millions. The devil's only killed like 3 or 4, you know? Just saying. From the kill count alone, not looking good for Yahweh. Jehovah. But, it wouldn't bother me a bit. When I was young, I don't know if I've ever shared this. When I was young and I first became a witch, I was about 14 years old. I started getting into witchcraft. I started hating Christianity because of the religious abuse that I was going through. I denounced Christ. I went out to the woods and denounced Christ. And then I blasphemed the Holy Spirit verbally to damn myself to hell. And that's an unforgivable sin. Both of those are unforgivable sins. That's the 2 ways to never get into heaven, like ever. I can never be forgiven for those 2 sins. I did it on purpose. Do I regret it? No, it's actually pretty freeing. I actually don't want to go to heaven. If I could choose any afterlife, it would be to cease to exist. I don't want to be conscious forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Yeah, and I just choose not to take part in the whole game of Yahweh, Jehovah versus Hasatan, Lucifer. I choose not to take part in that game. So I've already chosen my team. That being said, doesn't bother me a bit. But that's my opinions on Roseanne Barr. That was a whole long sidetrack rabbit hole. But RFK Jr. was recently on her podcast, and this story is fucking hilarious. So RFK Jr. had to take a dirt bike back to someone. So he put it in the back of his truck, and he has to drop off this dirt bike. Now, he has to catch a flight later on during the day. So he's driving to go drop this dirt bike off, and he notices a dead bear on the side of the road. It got hit by a car. Now, RFK Jr. is like a hillbilly. He might be a Kennedy, and he might have came from a rich family, but the dude catches snakes. He goes on safaris. He's traveled all over the world. He goes surfing. Fucking physically, he is the most fit between Biden, Trump, and himself. Like, he is fucking ripped. He works out, goes swimming. Like, I'm talking like swimming in the ocean and shit. RFK Jr. is an adventure. He's Indiana Jones. That's one thing that I fucking love about him, dude. Like, that's the type of president that I want. Not Trump literally drinks Diet Cokes and eats Egg McMuffins every day. He's admitted it. Biden is just Biden. Poops in his pants and is senile. Like, not fit to babysit a baby, let alone run a country. So yeah, he sees this bear on the side of the road and he's like, oh, that's still fresh. So it's a baby bear. So he puts it in the truck because it's dead, and he wants to skin it and take the meat, because you can eat bear. You can make bear chili, you know. As long as you cook it right, you can eat bear. But he starts running out of time. He's like getting closer and closer to the flight. And he has to go to New York to drop this bike off and catch the flight. You know, two birds, one stone. He finally runs out of time. He's like, I don't have time to skin this bear. I don't have time to drop this bike off. I have to catch this fucking flight. And he's a Kennedy and a millionaire. So he's like, fuck it. Like, I can buy this guy a brand new dirt bike. You know, this thing's junky anyways. So he drives to Central Park. By the way, I think this story's fucking hilarious. When I told you guys I'm a Hunter S. Thompson fan, this is the shit I like. This reminds me of a Hunter S. Thompson story. Or, you know, like, The Hangover. Or, if you don't like Hunter S. Thompson, The Hangover. Or, you know, just Grand Theft Auto. Like a crazy ass fucking story. Shit that I love. Tony Hawk's Underground. So he goes to Central Park and he drops the bear off and he sets it up to where it looks like the dirt bike hit the bear and the guy ran off. So he catches the flight, and on the flight, he's already checked in. He's already sitting down. He's already on the flight. He realizes, fuck, my fingerprints are all over that fucking dirt bike. But that's kind of the end of the story. The media is literally taking that story and freaking out about it. I think it's fucking hilarious. And enough time has passed that there's nothing legally that they can actually do against him. I'm pretty sure. Because of, I forget what law they call that. Like, hang on a second. Statute of limitations, I think, is what it's called. So the statute of limitations has already passed. There's nothing they can do. But the media is using that against him because they hate RFK and they hate Donald Trump. Those are the biggest threats to their democracy. But I think it's hilarious. So we're probably going to wrap it up there. Those are my opinions on Roseanne Barr. I love her, but I do not disagree with her. Man, she takes horrible takes on certain things as far as QAnon, as far as fucking the Israel-Palestine thing. Horrible fucking take. Doesn't surprise me, though, because she's Jewish. As far as, like, the whole satanic thing, that doesn't really bother me. If you actually study the Church of Satan and the Satanic Temple, like, it's more of a political movement than anything. They don't actually believe in the devil. They're not literal Satanists. Yeah, it doesn't bother me because I don't see Yahweh, Jehovah, as the good guy. I see him as the bad guy. Do I think Satan is the good guy? No, not saying that. I think Satan's misunderstood. There's a little tiny part of me that feels a little bad for Satan, but I don't think Satan really cares about us. I think he looks at us and just like, whatever, you know. He doesn't care if we follow him or don't follow him. I honestly feel that he's just doing his own thing, you know. And we covered 9/11. I feel like we only covered really 2 subjects, maybe 3, but I feel like it was a good episode. Hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure this episode's gonna stir up a fucking beehive of comments. Let's see what I talked about. Satan, me blaspheming the Holy Spirit, damning myself, standing up for Roseanne Barr even though I disagree with her, RFK hit a bear, so the animal rights activists will come out. I pissed everyone off on this episode. Y'all have a good day. Say bye, Lammy.